Learn from stars and heroes of the Dubai business world. Welcome to the Dubai Business Podcast, produced by Jayid. Now, here's your host, Lucas Krejcia.
Hello from Dubai Production City. Our today's guest describes himself as a video marketing junkie. Vit Kodousek is a co-founder and CEO of Square Motion, a video production agency based in Dubai. During this episode, you can learn how to use video as a helpful tool during your home office. What questions need to be answered to build a video marketing strategy? What budget to prepare if you want to hire a video agency? And also, what tools to use and how to succeed on LinkedIn. Vit, thanks for coming to Dubai Business Podcast. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Let's start with first warm-up question. What brought you from commenting golf on TV to start a video marketing agency in Dubai?
Yeah, that's a good question. Sometimes I wonder, what am I doing here? But actually, from 2009, I've been coming to this country because actually commenting golf was my previous sort of job. And 2009, there was a first time when, just not far away from where we're shooting this podcast, there's a golf course called Jumeirah Golf Estates. And from 2009, there was a final tournament in European PGA Tour, which is called DP World Championship, which runs actually till now. So I was here for the first year, commenting that for the TV, coming back to the country every single year afterwards, and then 4 years later, when we were thinking with my business partner about expansion, we were thinking, okay, fine, we're doing a lot of TV shows, and we were producing actually 3 national TV shows for the national TVs that time. So we were thinking maybe we can sell the content to the local TVs, and that actually brought me here in 2012, setting up a company in 2454, and rest is the history, I guess.
Nice. It's a nice story. Always like to start with the stories, how people get to Dubai. Okay, let's probably go to the hot topic of today. So people are kind of pushed to work from home nowadays, including all the big companies like Facebook, Google. Everyone is now working from home. As a professional in video, how video can help with this?
Oh, I think it's a great opportunity, really great opportunity for everyone who is not on the bandwagon of video to jump on or jump in and then start doing videos. Because if we cannot meet clients face to face, we have this great opportunity to create video and share our thoughts, our services, our products in a video, and get them in front of the clients through the video. So that's one thing which I feel it's a great opportunity, specifically this time, to create videos like that. Obviously, the other part is that we're gonna get a little bit more comfortable in front of the web cameras and like this, because some of us might be camera shy or all these kind of things. So that's one of the obstacle why people are not doing videos. But now, because we need to meet online, or we are forced to meet online because of all these restrictions and things, so I think that's a good opportunity for us to get a little bit more comfortable in front of the web cameras and become more video savvy from that perspective. So I think from the video perspective, this time I feel it's a really great opportunity how we ourselves as a business owners can push our business online and be more comfortable out there in online space and create videos and get ourselves out there in front of our clients through the video.
Okay, let's maybe break it down because it's a different thing when I'm business owner and when I'm employing a company. So as a business owner, what can I start doing as a videos if I'm pushed to work from home now?
Well, I usually, whenever I'm talking to business owners, I always say, well, there are like 3 basic videos which you can always create for your business, whatever, no matter what. So first is short elevator pitch. We usually say that's something like a 45 seconds to 1 minute short promotional videos where you stand in front of the camera and basically just explain what the solution you're bringing on the table for your clients, for your customers. So elevator pitch is a marketing term. Obviously, you know that when you probably get into to elevator with someone and someone asks you the very simple question. So what are you doing? What do you do? And then you have about these 45 seconds to 1 minute to explain what is actually that you do. So that kind of video is very useful because that can be added as an email signature. It can be put on your social media. You can share it on social media and all these kind of things. So that's with video number 1. Video number 2 would be probably something like an objection-based video. Many of us, whenever we go out there and we sell our businesses, when we sell our products or services, we come across always the same questions from our clients. So they always keep asking us the same questions. They have sort of same objections. Yep. So you could actually address those in short video series, talking about which gives you instant credibility in front of your clients, obviously, because you know what you're talking about. You've been in that situation before. So that gives that assurance to your clients that you know what you're talking about, you know your business, and that you're the right person to buy the service or product from. And the third video, which I always recommend to all of my clients, is video customer testimonial. Why those are important, and I'm not talking about customer testimonial from, oh, he's so nice, she's so nice, and that's so beautiful, that kind of like a pinkish, fluffy looking thing, but more case study things, like we had this issue, and then we came across Lukasz, and then he showed us this solution, and we are so happy because now we are somehow completely different, on a different level, on a different stage of our business. So that kind of more case study style videos, because it's somebody else talking about you, about your business, about experience with your product or service, not you bragging about yourself or telling the world how great you are or how great your business is. So I think those are 3 really basic videos which I think every business owner can start from, and it's pretty simple.
Okay, so these are probably like the sales videos which will be external. And what about the internal videos? My team is now all on home office, and I'm struggling to manage them because I'm not seeing them every day. Can video help me with that?
I think so, because we have a lot of things which is going on, like our internal processes. That's what we usually call SOPs, right? Standard operating procedures. If you have things like that, and obviously you can monitor them, or you can record them on a video, that will be extremely helpful. Obviously, that's one part of the video. Second is just simple video conferencing. Keeping in touch with your friends, with your people in the company. Just checking on them, how they are. Because for some, the isolation or being at home, working out of home, just working alone, might not be great. For some, it might be a quite difficult situation. So keeping in touch with our colleagues from work, I think it's a great way how to just keep on going that good spirit from which you have. So I think those might be just 2 examples of how we can use videos in these times.
Okay, great. Glad you mentioned video conferencing. You just told me that this morning you attended a meeting with how many, 40, 60 people? Or
Yeah. Actually, we do a lot of video conferencing nowadays. From last week, we started to do quite a bit. Yeah, actually, this morning we had a big networking event and networking meeting, and that was about approximately 45 people there. We used video conferencing, and it was actually quite an interesting experience. Of course, I'm not denying, humans are creatures which they like that personal touch, and we are that socialized. We need to socialize. So obviously, I'm not saying that this video conferencing will completely sub that personal touch. No, but at this moment when we are in this situation, I think it's really good that we keep in touch in this way, and then we act responsibly towards the whole society. I think it's just a nice way to do that.
Okay, and having 45 people on the line can be very challenging. How do you guys organize it to make sure that the meeting is effective and it's not just people shouting over each other?
That's a good question, because obviously it can be very challenging sometimes when you have a lot of people, but then again, you need to set certain rules. You need to you need to give those rules to the people prior to the meeting. So set the rules very clearly beforehand. Tell them, okay, unmute or mute all mute all the microphones first. Tell them also, how they can sit. How they should dress. They shouldn't be in pajamas or anything. They should be really dressed up well and all these kind of things. Don't switch off the camera. Things like that. So a few technicalities are there which you would probably send in email prior to the meeting, so then the meeting will run smoothly. And then obviously there need to be some organizers, and with the organizers usually you have approximately 2 to 3 other co-hosts which actually monitoring the situation. So perhaps when there are somebody or there's some people, they have some technical issues or something, they cannot, the microphone is not working, or suddenly there is some issues with the internet. So then there is somebody who can help them immediately. But otherwise, if you set very clear rules, prior to the meeting, I think the meeting will run very smoothly.
Okay, that's a good point. Now maybe let's try to see the situation from the employee's point of view. So my whole life I've been working in the office with my coworkers. I love them, but out of sudden I'm locked home. What can I do to stay effective with a colleague, at the same time get work done?
Well, I think again, the video conferencing is great, not just for the business perspective, but also in keep in touch with my coworkers or my friends. So if I cannot meet them in person, obviously that video call can help me. Just for the social kind of thing, just chat about anything and everything, about sport, about weather, about whatever it is. But still, what I would suggest, please try to keep always the positive attitude. I had just actually prior to this podcast recording, I had a call with video call with a friend of mine, and we were chatting about some business. But the whole thing was really very, very positive. We kept ourselves, one another encouraging. Okay, we know it's rough times, but we will get through it, and then there will be. So I think that's also very important. Just keep in mind that we shouldn't really dip into negative thoughts and negative and some kind of dark feelings or things like that, because that can spawn very quickly into maybe some not really very, very good situations. And maybe there might be some depressions and things like that out of it. So I would definitely think of that as well, just keeping it really in a positive, lighthearted, maybe crack some joke here and there, because that's always, lighten up the mood a little bit, right? So video conferencing definitely, even like a friend to friend, I would definitely suggest that.
Yeah, I think the positive attitude is important thing here, because if all of a sudden we're kind of locked home and we feel we're alone and we cannot do things as we were used to, then the bad news are all around us, right? All the social media are very negative nowadays.
Well, looking at the situation, how is it, what we are in, and looking at the situation in other parts of the world, I can still think, we are so lucky. Have a look at the guys they're fighting with with the virus down there in Italy, the medical personnel who they're working around the clock, just save the people, Honestly speaking, we have nothing to complain about. If you really think about that, just we're locked out, locked up at home, or we need to stay at home for few days. Well, it's little discomfort, which will actually benefit the whole. And I think that's we really need to keep always that perspective. Are we really in that bad situation? Are we really? Have a look. There are people working really around the clock, saving lives, and we just complaining about that. I don't know. We don't have a PepsiCo or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, last question maybe on this topic. You mentioned that people are shy to start recording videos out of sudden, but now we have to. One excuse I've always had myself is okay, I don't have a studio at home, I don't have a professional camera, and I will now not go and buy it just because I'm going to be home for maybe a few days or weeks. Is this a valid excuse, or can I just kind of simulate this thing, at home?
I do a lot of seminars on how to create videos, and I teach people, how to create videos on their own. And I always tell them, guys, you have already all equipment in your hand right now. So from the equipment perspective, you have really no excuse not to do videos. I do all my videos for social media on my phone. I don't use any fancy camera, even though we have our equipment and stuff. But I don't use those professional cameras. I use my phone. I use just a simple mic which I bought for approximately $50, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I add some light and that's it. So there is really not a great spend or cost attached to creating these videos. So I don't really think that if somebody is saying, oh well, I don't have a camera, I need to buy a camera, or I don't have this, or I don't have that, it's not a valid excuse for me. Really, the initial push to do video is the more important than actually the equipment, because we really do have our equipment. We have our phones, and they are pretty good to create the videos.
We'll be back to my conversation with Vit right after this. If you are interested in the topic of remote work, join our webinar, How to Work Remotely and Not Get Crazy. You can find the sign-up link in this episode's show notes at jayid.co/podcast. That's jayid.co/podcast.
You're listening to the Dubai Business Podcast, produced by Jayid.
Okay, perfect. Let's move away from home to the company's video marketing. And I would like to probably start in this topic with what are the common mistakes companies do in video marketing?
That's a good question. I think first and foremost, what I normally feel, what the company miss while doing videos is a clear objective. I think the strategy and clear objective. They really don't know why they do it. And I found it kind of interesting because many of those companies, they're well-established companies. They've been in business for many years. They probably carried out their strategies, their business strategy. But when it comes to the video, they just throw on some videos without really thinking about it. Maybe just somebody told them, "Oh, you should have a video on a website." So they come and they say, "Okay, let's create a corporate video on our website," and they don't have a clear strategy. If you don't have a clear strategy, you don't have any metrics. You don't know what to measure it with. So you don't know what you're actually doing. And if you cannot measure it, you don't know if the video is actually bringing you results. And that's the whole point, So I've seen it far too many times that after creating some quite nice videos for the companies, they came back after 6 months, 1 year, and when we're asking them, okay, guys, was it helpful to you? They say, well, we don't really know. And that's exactly because there's no strategy, no clear objective of the video. And so I think that's really, I would think that's the biggest mistake.
Okay. Then I'm a business owner of a small business and I'm listening to this podcast and you're telling me I need a strategy. Where should I start? How to put it together?
Yeah, so strategy starts always from what is your product, what is your solution, and who is your target audience. I think these are important thing. I'm not saying that they're exactly by that order, but obviously you need to know who you're talking to, and you need to know what is the solution, what you're bringing to the table. Because based on that, then you can create certain type of videos, and the narrative also revolves around that. So I think first and foremost, really, it's very important to understand who is my target audience and what is that actually I want to accomplish with this video. Sometimes I don't want to complicate it too much because sometimes we get into the topic of creating videos, and when we're asking these questions, and people get a little bit confused because suddenly they start thinking and they realizing that they actually maybe don't have a clearly defined target audience. Maybe they don't have a clearly set USP, so they don't really know. And then the discussion becomes not about the video, but about their business.
Strategy rather than video marketing.
Exactly.
Right?
So many times I can see that, businesses are struggling whenever you ask them, what's your USP? They say, well, we are credible or we deliver a good value or we are good quality or, all these kind of things. You've probably seen it far too many times as well. So, Yeah, I think the discussion around that video marketing strategy and the objectives and the strategy for the video marketing revolves many times around these topics. How clearly you have defined your target audience. So please start from there. Define your target audience, who you want to talk to, and what is the solution that you're bringing on the table. Yeah.
Okay. Then you mentioned objectives, and we kind of touched this topic before, that it's probably different when I decide to create a sales video, which will be on my website speaking to potential customers, and when I do, for example, internal video. How to set that objective?
Well, again, the objective revolves around the target audience. So if I want to talk to people who do not know me at this moment, the narrative will be slightly different than if I'm going to talk to somebody who has already experienced my service or my product and they just want to know more. Mm-hmm. It also revolves around the length of the video, for example, that there's a correlation there. So obviously the people on the top of the sales funnel will give you less time. Yeah. Compared to people who are down there in a sales funnel, they will want to know more, and then maybe they will consume video like a how to use your product, how to use your service, how to assemble things together. For example, if you're in that kind of that line of business, so these videos also, so the length of the video also depends on where they are in that marketing or the sales and marketing funnel. Are they on the top? Are they the lead magnets? If they're lead magnets, usually they should be shorter. I would really think about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, something like this, just to kind of spark the attention of the people. Try to get them interested in your product or services. And if they are more familiar with your product, more familiar with you, then you can introduce a little bit longer videos, because they will be more susceptible to actually consume more content from you, a little bit longer content. So,
okay, that's very good. Can you maybe think of some basic questions I should ask myself before I basically start shooting the video? So I set up the objective by asking myself certain questions.
Sort of questions. Yeah, I would going back to again what we were talking just a few minutes ago. Like, who is my target audience? That's one thing. What the video should. So it's like a call to action. What I want my clients, when they will see this video, what they need to do next. That definitely needs to be there, because you need to lead them somewhere. So first of all, who is my client? What is my audience? What is the objective? What I want to accomplish with this video, and what is the call to action? Where do people should go to? Maybe these are just the basic 3 questions.
Okay, and with that, I'm good to go pretty much, because at least I know which way to start, yes. Right? Okay. And then when you're mentioning metrics, I know your favorite topic is the ROI of videos. When I shoot such a sales or marketing video or corporate video, let's say, how do I calculate if this video was worth it, or if it's working for me or not?
Well, I think all the videos can be, obviously, if you're gonna push them through some campaigns, whether it will be on a Google ads or Facebook ads, you can track the success of these campaigns through these metrics. So you will see how many people, and if the objective is, for example, get certain number of views. So you can see if you accomplished that or not. Obviously, you can go even further on, and you can see if from those views people visited your website, did they convert, and if they converted, how much money it actually generated for you. So you can see this conversion there from these campaigns. So I think by using campaigns, I would say that's the best way how to actually see the ROI of the video.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Who from your experience is taking care of videos in companies?
That's interesting as well, because obviously the first and foremost, it would be probably the marketing departments. The marketing departments would be the first to to think about video. But actually, interestingly enough, in our company, we do a lot of internal videos for big multinational companies, big corporations, and it's usually procurement or even HR departments who actually they deal with us on different videos. And videos, it can be really like recruitment videos, onboarding videos which are more practical, which you will not see online. You will not see them through campaigns because they don't need to be pushed through these campaigns, and they obviously don't need to get views on YouTube or anywhere else, because they are really meant to be for the internal purposes. CEO message, for example, that's also very, very usual work which we do. So basically, like I would say two main departments in the companies would be marketing department, and probably HR.
Okay, perfect. Now, let's say I'm in. You convince me I need a video, so I go Google video marketing agency. I get thousands results. What should I do? How should I pick the right one? I know I can go to Square Motion straight away.
No, it's not that. It's no. Yeah, that's a very good question. How to pick the right one? I think the important thing is to have a few meetings with different agencies and to see what they've done. Of course, you can always ask for some showreel. You can always ask for some references from other people. We do get a lot of business through word of mouth. So when people like working with us, then obviously they refer us, and there is a certain credibility in there. So probably you can ask your friends if they work with some other company and they had good reference with, or they had a good experience with that particular company. So perhaps that may be a good reference. But overall, yeah, just look at the website, look at what they've done, what kind of work, what kind of videos they've created, and if if that resonates with you, with your brand, with your company, I think that's the best way to go, because I'm pretty sure you will find a lot of different companies with a lot of different prices as well.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe for people who has never worked with such an agency, what does it take to work with your video marketing agency? What should I expect? What do I need to prepare? Working with video marketing agency,
probably you should get ready for many questions. That's for sure, because in order for video to be really successful and make impact in your business, it need to be prepared well, and that preparation is a key. Again, you get ready for questions like what we asked already before about your target audience, about your business. What are the USPs in your business? What are the verticals? Perhaps think about how to divide your business into certain verticals, and rather than creating one huge big video which nobody's gonna watch, just create a short, like a bite-sized videos which will be easier for your clients to consume. So get ready for that kind of brainstorming sessions where probably the producer or the video production company will ask many questions, and will need to have all these questions answered. I know it's a little bit tiring sometimes because many questions are very simple, but which leads us to very deep answers. But yeah, I think it's very, very important for us as a business owners to actually answer these questions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's a good exercise anyways. What about budget? Clients have very often, I feel, they are kind of afraid of starting with videos because they're afraid that, okay, I need $100,000 to be able to start with such a video marketing. What should I consider regarding budgets?
That's a good question. And I hate to answer with the standard, it depends. To give you some number, I think for standard corporate video, which would be around 2 minutes, will be shot one day, like a single camera production, one day shoot with the proper scripting, storyboarding, all the preparation, and then the 2-minute final edit with no models involved, just within the company or something like this, I would assume that the price would be between 15 to 20,000 dirhams. Okay. So that's approximate price for a corporate video. Of course, there are some videos. Perhaps you have a training or seminar or some event. Again, you can invite just somebody who can film that kind of event, and the video would and the price would be probably somewhere around between 3,500 to 5,000 dirhams. Yeah, so that's usually the market price of this. Then you can go to higher production level where you need to shoot in more locations. Perhaps you need to add some models. You need to add some more graphics, motion graphics. Some kind of animations, things like that, into that video. And then you can talk about 30, 40, 50,000 dirhams, even more. Yeah.
And then sky's the limit.
Of course.
Okay. What if even those 15,000 dirhams is something I cannot imagine? I'm a small business, so I cannot imagine investing 15,000 dirhams to working with the professionals. Can I start on my own doing something?
Absolutely. And I'm really, I like when people start with videos, because that means that they are mindful that video is important for their business. And when they will start with the video, they will see what needs to be done. So you can start small. You can start, as I said, you can start with your phone. You don't need to go to the video production company straight on and then spend 15, 20, 30,000 dirhams on your video. You can start with your own videos and then improve, and you will see what you need. Maybe you come to the certain level when you will think, oh, okay, now I need to step up with my production value, or I want to be perceived as, not just doing video on my for social media on my phone, but I need to really create some important piece, maybe corporate video which will be really presentable. So then you can involve a video production company in that kind of video. But really, definitely, for the starting first steps, create it on your phone. There are a lot of online apps and online platforms where you can go to and you can edit it by yourself or with somebody who is a little bit tech savvy in your team, creating videos. I mean, there's one tool which I really like, which called Lumen 5. I don't know if I mentioned it before to you. Lumen 5 is a great platform. It's actually AI technology where you upload your text, and it will create out of the text. It will assess the text, put certain keywords which are in the text, and then suggest certain images and footage, and create a video out of that. So how easy? I mean, it can't be easier, really. So there are a lot of tools like this which you can use and you can really leverage in your business.
Okay, you mentioned mobile apps. Do you have some in mind which we could recommend?
Oh, there's so many of those. I think KineMaster is one. Filmora Go is another one. Viva Video, InShot. If you're into stop motion, there's a stop motion studio. There's another one which you can use. There are really thousands of apps which, and again, I'm not, honestly speaking, I'm not using so many of those apps. But I know that these few which I mentioned, I think they will be very helpful.
Okay, perfect. I'll go back to the topic of starting with the video, because I think there's one more thing which is kind of blocking us to do it, and I've gone through this myself, and it's the fear of starting the video, right? And we're very often too much afraid about the form of the video versus the content, and we rather focus on, okay, but I need to have the professional camera and everything, rather than just focusing on having good content, and then it will just work.
Honestly speaking, I think it's just a mindset, for us to get the content out in front of our clients. Because I think all of us, when we see that people are engaged with our videos, they're gonna see our video, they're entertained, they're informed, they're educated by the videos, and they respond to it. They comment on it, they share it. Then that's where the circle starts, spinning, and then we feel, okay, this content, I can get the traction, I can create more, and I can create more.
Yeah, but I'm afraid the fear is, what if I publish the first video and no one will actually comment on it, and no one will like, or they will laugh at me that I created such an amateurish video?
I would suggest to go to any of video creator out there, on any YouTuber, and see one of their first videos, and then see how amateurish they were right at the beginning, because this is it's a skill. Creating a video is a skill. It's a learnable skill. It's not something we were born with. So all of us, we started from point zero. Nobody started from being professional in videos. So none of us actually have the perfect video straight off the bat. So I think having that fear, I understand. I understand that because I've been pushing so many people along my way throughout the years. Start with videos, and they always being a bit hesitant and all that. But once they started with it, they immediately jump on it, and they really improved every single video. You see how big steps they're doing in terms of getting better quality out there. But just start with it, and don't worry about results at the first.
Yeah, I guess it's like with everything you're starting with, then like the first step is the hardest. Okay, that brings us to one topic I definitely wanted to discuss, and that's LinkedIn videos. Yourself, you're very active on LinkedIn. You're having seminars about how to be successful with LinkedIn. How to start with that? If I'm not active today on LinkedIn, how to start with that?
Well, I believe that LinkedIn is really great business profile. It's a social media platform which creates a lot of good business connections, and many of us, we've seen it that way. So we are on the LinkedIn because we want to create meaningful business connections. Creating videos, why to create videos for LinkedIn? I think it's a great window of opportunity. Still, if I see when you look at Instagram, when you look at the Facebook, it's a bit saturated at this moment. Yeah, a lot of people creating videos, on Instagram, a lot of people creating videos for Facebook, but still LinkedIn is still in many ways open window, and that opportunity will not be there forever. Mm-hmm. So I think it's smart to start doing videos for LinkedIn. Even though perhaps the first ones you will not receive that many comments, not many likes, but anyway, if you, I think, as with everything, it's just about the content. Are you providing value? Are you giving value to your clients? Are you actually adding value to their lives? Are you doing something which they found? Oh, this is really great tip. This is really good content. This is really something I can use for my company. Because if it's just your PR, your personal PR, obviously nobody will resonate with that. Yeah, but if you're really going out with the mindset of, I want to help people to, for example, create more videos, or I want to help people to know how to do Facebook ads, or I want to help people with, whatever it is, if you're really sharing that authentically, if you're sharing it out of your heart, and if you're really giving your knowledge, your expertise to other people to help them, then it will come back. It will definitely come back, and you will succeed. That's just no question about that.
Okay, can we list maybe some practical tips? So I recorded the first video, or maybe even before I recorded the first video, which I'm willing to share on LinkedIn. Is there something specific to consider for the LinkedIn videos?
For the LinkedIn videos, I think that again, just because it's a business platform, what I can only share what I do and how I do things on LinkedIn, and how I found it meaningful for me and for my business and the audience which is following me, and it's really some very practical tips. So perhaps at first, just think about what is that your audience is interested in, and create videos around those topics. So, for example, if I'm talking about LinkedIn, I can talk about how to for example, what to post in the first 5 days or what to post in the first 5 posts for that matter. Yeah. So create video about this. Nowadays, I just put out the video about how to work from home, and because of the coronavirus and all these kind of things, where I'm sharing, a few tips about, what to do, how. Again, being helpful. Just be mindful that your videos should be always customer centric. So look at it from the perspective of what your clients or what the audience wants to see, not what you want them to see. Yeah, I think that's
okay. It's good start with the content. Then when you're posting the video, do you have like some specific, I don't know, tricks or hacks how to get it to reach as many people as possible, or?
Well, as with all social media platforms, always the first hour is the crucial. So obviously, whenever I post my content out, I have a group of people around me, and I kind of send a notice out that the video is there. Please go have a look. We have even within our network, we have a LinkedIn WhatsApp group. So whoever posts some kind of post, then they always put the message out that the video or whatever post is there. So the other members of the group, they just like or comment on it. So that's important, because the first hour is extremely important, because as you know, all the social media, they always give just bit of a content to your content to just bit of your audience, and they see how they react to it, and then if the reaction is correct and nice and good and the numbers are good, so they push it to more people and like this. So it's important in the first hour to actually get some traction. Of course, there are some for the LinkedIn, there are some pods which you can be part of. Basically, it's a similar thing. It's a group of people who are actually sharing the content and helping one another to like and comment your post, so that you can become part of a pod. And and obviously just support that of your post from other social media, from Facebook, from other places.
Mm-hmm. When you're mentioning other social media, should I upload the video directly to LinkedIn, or should I upload it maybe to YouTube and then the YouTube video upload to my Facebook, to my LinkedIn, so I don't do it 3 times? What do you think?
Yeah, that's very, very interesting question. When you build your audience on YouTube, you want everybody to come to YouTube. So you would probably want to put the link from YouTube to LinkedIn. But actually, all the social media platforms, they are very, very private from that perspective. They don't like the other content from the other side.
Sending
they don't
people away.
Yes,
right?
They don't like you to leave the site to other places. So I would definitely suggest to actually, if you want to get better traction, to upload natively the videos. So if you want to get a traction on LinkedIn, you need to upload the video onto the LinkedIn and to Facebook and to YouTube. So on 3 different places. Otherwise, you will see that, and many times you can see it. Actually, there are some video link from YouTube, and they get almost no engagement whatsoever. So yeah, because obviously LinkedIn is trying to push them down a little bit.
Okay, that's probably also the reason why all of us are hiding the links in the first comment and then saying in the video you need to search for the link first,
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So these are tips for LinkedIn. Last topic today, which I wanted to cover, is a kind of question of starting business in Dubai. And you, as a business owner with a lot of experience, how do you see that the business environment in Dubai kind of has changed, has developed during the time you've been here?
Interesting. I think over the time period, I've been here for the last 8 years. And when we started our first business here in, as I mentioned, the 2454 in Abu Dhabi, it was quite smooth, and it wasn't really a very, very difficult experience. It was quite easy to set up, and everything was fine. Over the time period, I can see that many things have changed. Some things have developed in a good direction. Some of them are more challenging. So in terms of, for example, opening a bank account for the free zone company, I know there's a bit of a challenge, and I know that many people they're struggling with that, and And I don't really know why banks are actually looking at the free zone companies as a high risk companies. I just read it somewhere. So I don't really know why is it so, but yeah, there's a challenge in that. But on the other hand, opening a business becoming very, very easy, and then even I see that now DED, Dubai Economic Department, is opening a license, is giving licenses. I think without, in some extent, without the local sponsor and things like that. So the business environment is becoming easier. I think in the terms of setting up a business, but the practicalities sometimes are still need to be developed in that sense. Like in terms of for example, the bank accounts. I think that's the major issue really. Rather. Anything else should be fine.
That's always the pain. If you have some bankers listening to us, then you should learn from this because, we all are struggling with that. Mentioning those challenges, what has been the biggest challenge for yourself personally as a business founder?
Whenever I'm talking about my journey through business in a business here in Dubai, I always say I really landed here in 2012 with my suitcases and without knowing anybody. Which was extremely challenging in the first 3-4 years. I really had to dig deep in many ways because you don't know anybody, and because you don't have these natural connections which you build in your own country. You growing up with somebody, you going to school with somebody, you playing football or some sports with somebody. So kind of there's a natural way of establishing or creating the relationships. But suddenly you put in a completely different environment and you don't know anybody. So for me, the major challenge was really to bridge that and create those relationships. Actually, interestingly enough, video helped me with that, because my first strategy of how to establish these relationships was a platform which I established then. It's long gone, but it called Dubai Interviews, and I created these very, very similar to what we do right now. I created an interview. I just put a camera there, and then I just created an interview with some people, some important people, and it was so easy actually to ask them for the interview, because for them it was a free promotion of the business or whatever. I created a YouTube channel and just placed it there, and then it had a few thousand views here and there. So it was quite successful in some way or another. But what helped it helped me to overcome that gap which I had in the networking, in the business relationships, and because of that I could have built very, very good relationships in a business sense.
Okay. I feel like networking nowadays is very strong part of your business. And also you mentioned you're getting many clients as referrals nowadays. How did you start with the networking in total unknown country where you didn't know anyone?
Well, to be honest, Dubai, I feel it's a city of networking. Networking is very easy in Dubai. I think because all of us, we are expats, or majority of us are expats here, we feel strongly that we need to bond with one another. So it's much easier than, for example, doing networking in my country, which is interesting because probably there the natural networking streams, as I mentioned, playing sport with somebody, growing up with someone, going to school.
And you have your close groups.
Exactly. But here we know that we need to make an extra effort. So that's why there are so many networking events you can go to, whether it's business councils, whenever it's Dubai Chamber of Commerce creating a lot of events, and then you have a lot of business related activities as well. So I think just I would definitely suggest to anybody who is starting business, just go to these events, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what opportunities are there. I think all of us we're going to networking events with really that kind of open heart and an open mind in a sense, and because we know that we need to build these relationships.
Okay. When it comes to networking, would you then have some tips how to make most out of it for people who are, again, shy? Maybe go to a group of unknown people, say, hey, I do this and that.
I think there are many more better networkers than I am. Nevertheless, I think one of the thing is arrive early, which actually I found very interesting, because if you're there with the organizers, suddenly you mingle with the organizers, and then when you mingle with the organizers, they may introduce you to important people because they are going around. So kind of like you can follow them, and then if you're there as a first one, you're almost the one who is greeting the other people who are coming in. So that's one thing actually which I learned, that always arrive early. Don't go there too late, because if already the room is full and the people are talking to each other, and then you don't feel like out there, then maybe you will just stand in a corner, sip your drink, and then after 15 minutes you will go back home. So I think that would be one of my tips. Just be there ahead of time. And then second thing is, many of the networking events which I went to, I always find very annoying when people just showering you with the business cards, and then just they don't really listen. So, and I always remember those people who were actually quite genuinely interested in what you do. So be that kind of person. Be that kind of person, because you will be remembered. So ask the questions. Be genuinely interested in other people. Try to spot some things which might be common. I've heard some tips, like when you look at the business card, just tell them, or if you like the logo, tell them, oh, that's nice logo, I like that. People like to be complimented in some way or another. So that would be a second tip. And third, definitely do follow up. Many times I just feel, people just give you a business card and that's it. That's the end of the story for them. No, just be mindful of that. Follow up. Again, follow up with something meaningful, something which makes sense. And that's why, for example, for me, LinkedIn is so useful, because you can really go to the LinkedIn profile, you can have a look what the people do. You can find some commonalities with you, like perhaps they are the same fan of the same football club, or they went to same school, or they studied the similar subjects, or whatever it is. Like you can find some commonalities, and then you can actually build on that, and then you can create some really good relationships.
And that again allows to start a meaningful conversation, because most of people on LinkedIn, they either just send a request for connection where they don't write anything, or they just write, hey, I'd like to connect. But why? Why should I connect with you when I don't know you, right?
Absolutely.
So when I do such research, maybe find some topics which I can start a discussion with.
It's so true. Have a look at the LinkedIn is very, very similar to any networking event. When you just go and you like some post of somebody, that's one thing how you can kind of like give some appreciation for somebody who wrote some kind of post. But imagine you really read the post and you really make some sensible comment after that. How great that would be in terms of visibility of your visibility towards that particular person. And that particular person can be a VP of marketing of some big multinational company, or somebody who you want to work with, whatever it is. So make yourself visible, make yourself out there, visit the profile. They will see that you visited the profile. Make some sensible comments, be there, support them in that sense, because we all want to, when we put our post out there, we are monitoring who is watching it. We are monitoring, we are going back and seeing, the numbers and seeing the comments and all that. So obviously, if you're the only one who commenting on the post of VP of some big company, he will notice you. And then once you will approach him, you're not longer a stranger to him. You're somebody who is constantly there, constantly supporting his post. Suddenly, very, very different relationship.
That's true. So it can use LinkedIn in such a nice way for networking. All right. The last thing we want to do today is the final question sprint. I have 4 questions for very simple answers for you. Ready for it?
Sure.
Okay. What is one ritual you do or think you need to have during your workday?
Every day starting with a meditation.
Okay. How does it help you?
It helps me to be calm, to be relaxed, and not to freak out.
Okay, perfect. What is your favorite business-related app or tool you use?
Business-related app. I use actually WhatsApp for business, and I use it quite a lot. Yeah.
Do you find it convenient to communicate over WhatsApp regarding business?
Very, very good. I have a lot of business connections there, and I have very good, business relationships and business communication there.
Okay, perfect. What do you love the most about Dubai?
What do I love most about Dubai? Diversity, multicultural, lot of people in one spot living peacefully. Absolutely amazing.
Awesome. And do you have another place in the world you'd like to live in?
That's a good one. I always loved London. I used to live in London for 4 years, and I always feel there as my second home.
Amazing. Well, that's it for today. Thank you very much, Vit. I believe this was a super useful episode for our audience. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
If you want to follow Vit, you can find him on LinkedIn. The link is in the episode's show notes at jayid.co/podcast. Make sure you also give us your feedback about this podcast, and if you like this episode, please share it on your social media. And that's it for today. On behalf of our producer Arshak Ismail, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you very soon.
This was the Dubai Business Podcast produced by Jayid. Follow us on your favorite podcast platform and on social media at jayid.co/podcast. That's JAYID.co/podcast.